Welcome back. I am Jon Najarian, and this is 3 at 3. Don't forget, we've got a special coming your way in about an hour. That will be with AJ Monty, 30 stocks in 60 minutes. If you've seen him before, you already know he can do a lot more than 30 stocks in 60 minutes. We'll get 30 and 30, and the rest of it will be discussion and perhaps back and forth about some of your issues that you guys would like to talk about. But in order to do that, you got to go to Market Rebellion and register before 4 p.m. Eastern time today. Do it now. All right, let's get started with June 2nd, 3 at 3. The disclaimer is that you need to understand that all investments involve risk. I'll give you your leisure to read through that disclaimer statement. Also, the intellectual property that is ours over at Market Rebellion includes, but is not limited to, patents, trademarks, registered marks, and copyrights. So please ask us before you use this in any commercial setting. And if you'd just like to share it with a friend, please direct them. We love when you do that. This is from friends of ours at Glassnode. And if you're not a crypto trader, you probably don't know what they are. But Glassnode does some really good work in the crypto space. And I thought that this might point to something that we thought was rather noteworthy. And that is, these are active addresses of Bitcoin wallets. Now you might say, wow, I thought it was anonymous. It is. I don't know who any of those wallets are, and neither does anybody else. But every wallet has a unique identifier, sort of like, if you wanted to think of it like your social security number. It's a long string of numbers, and that identifies that wallet. You can see when things go into or out of that wallet. And if they're not operating through a VPN, you could even see where in the world that wallet was when it was accepting or exiting trades. So what Glassnode does, folks, with this is they can show us the active addresses for all of the wallets that have ever traded Bitcoin, going back to the beginning. And on the left side over there is in thousands the number of active addresses. On the right side is the price of Bitcoin. And because the price of the Bitcoin, if you take it all the way back to when it was zero, the numbers, you can't really make that scale work out as well. And that's why I started you with this slide. But the second slide just kind of shows you that from 2015, when we were operating with perhaps 200,000 active wallets, to 2016, when that number peaked up over 700,000 wallets, obviously adoption was happening in a massive way. And then, as you might imagine, it spiked in 2017 as Bitcoin ran from 2,400 up to 20,000, and then dropped off dramatically, as you see in 2018 there. It was literally straight down. And then consolidated for a while. Bitcoin didn't do all that much, and then started moving rapidly to the upside since then. So I just thought I'd show you that because we talk a lot about cryptocurrencies over at Market Rebellion. We really enjoy the discussion. We like sharing data like this with you. If you'd like to, make sure you're aware that at 10 a.m. Eastern time every day, we do just that. We talk about crypto, best opportunities, long and short, in crypto. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about Airbnb. Why? Because it was my final trade yesterday. We had unusual option activity in this name. And look at that. It's up over $6.51 today. Bang! That's what we're talking about. Look at the range from 144.40 all the way up to 151.23. Volume, 11 million shares. Great day to be in Airbnb, my friends. Bang. And since I already teed it up, this is with AJ Monty in approximately 54 minutes from right now, because 6 minutes after 3. At 4 p.m. Eastern, AJ and I are going to break down 30 stocks in 60 minutes. AJ is a CFA. And that is today, June 2nd, 4 p.m. You got to register if you want to ask a question. You have to register if you want to see it live. We will post it up for free, of course, as the registration is free. We will post it up for free on YouTube tomorrow. But if you want to watch it live, only one way to do that. You got to register. So please consider it. And remember, it's just marketrebellion.com. You'll see the link right on the splash page when you get there, marketrebellion.com. All right, let's talk about AMC. Why? Well, because stock is on fire. And it was up 20% yesterday, 22% yesterday. It started up 22% in the pre-market today. And then it just was off to the races. It's been up 100% or more already today. Well, as many of you have seen on Twitter, I am not against people who are sitting there on their iPhones trading or sitting there on desktops. I am not going to denigrate them. The reason we've called it meme stocks is there's a lot of memes posted about it. You don't see nearly the memes posted about Apple or AMD or Facebook, but you see a lot of memes about Dogecoin. That's usually involving Elon Musk or that Shiba Inu dog or whatever, or AMC, Beyond Meat, GameStop. These are just a few of those so-called meme stocks. So if I say meme stocks, and I'm going to try to drop that, folks, but I do have tremendous respect for the men and women who put their money where their mouth is, rather than just tweeting or rather than just blowharding on television. So AMC, stock $62, thereabouts, 18,000 of the June 70s go off. Bang, like that. That's 1.8 million share equivalent, because every option is 400 shares of stock. So that's a real trade. And there is Captain Kirk shaking up Spock, much like GameStop has shaken up the market. As you see here just moments ago, basically 61.80, call it $62, been as high as 72.62 today. Massive amounts of shorts. And look at that volume, 622 million shares. I pity the poor fools over at Mudrick who got 8.5 million shares and then punted them right away and said this is vastly overvalued. That was only, what, 30 some odd dollars ago? So I love trading. I roll up stops underneath my winning trades. I cut my losers at 50%. You guys need to employ some sort of discipline on your trades as well. But this one's been a heck of a ride. Bang. There is our YouTube channel. That is where, if you don't sign up now for our 4 p.m. Eastern conversation with AJ Monty, then you'll have to look for it on the YouTube channel tomorrow, because that'll be the only place we post it up. YouTube, just type in Market Rebellion and then hit that subscribe button. If you want to hit the notifications button, you'll also get Pete showing up at your door, knocking on your door, delivering you content on a daily basis, because that's what Pete does. All right, SIRI. This is satellite radio. This is Sirius XM. And this is some serious paper. 5,500, it's 550,000 share equivalent. 11th of June expiration. That's not this Friday. That's next Friday, June expiration. And they're buying the 650 calls, the at the money call. Now you can buy a lower strike and in hopes that that it runs and you can sell a higher strike against it. That's what I do. But I just wanted you to see here that all these calls that are bought for 20 cents. That's a cheap shot. Somebody taking a cheap shot that maybe the stock goes to 7 or higher between now and next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. And if it does, they turn a 20-cent investment into 50 cents. If it goes to 7, if it goes to 7.50, they turn it into $1, 5x their money. You get the idea. That's why they're in. That is Sirius XM Holdings. And there you see it moving up from 580 in mid-May to where it is today, $6.46, trading at the highs of the day and putting up some respectable volume numbers as well. Daily Crypto Bite every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We do the Daily Crypto Bite. We talk about Glassnode analytics. We talk about stock to flow model. We talk about all things crypto on that show. It's about 15, 20 minutes, completely free. You can see it streams on all the platforms, all the social media platforms, and then it goes over to YouTube. So there's a common theme here, isn't there? That we put up a lot of content on a daily basis. 4 or 5 things go up on YouTube every day. So if you want to stay in touch, stay on top of what's going on in the markets, stock, options, futures, crypto, go on over to YouTube and subscribe. And if you'd like to actually be in our trading room 24/7, there's somebody in the room along with thousands of other traders, then type up marketrebellion.com/try crypto, and $1 gets you your entry for the rest of June. $1 gets you into that room so you can see what's going on and decide if that helps you in your crypto investing, or if you're just curious and would like to learn more about crypto. Third stock, Roblox, one of the Kathy Wood's favorites, and one that she's actually done exceedingly well this year. Sometimes Kathy's early and it hurts her, like in Coinbase, and it just kept dropping. In Roblox, she was early and just stayed on it like a terrier that she is. And Roblox, RBLX, 101.50, they were buying 7,000 of those June 130 calls. They also bought the June 125 calls. 7,000 calls is 700,000 share equivalent. So you need to be aware of that. Big trade, and it's way up there. They're looking for massive move to the upside. I like following people that are putting big money on the table. I will set a stop loss 50% under whatever I enter for. And on a double, in other words, 100% return, I will take off half, and I will let the rest run with a stop snugged up underneath it, because that's how I trade. This is Roblox, basically $100, up 3% today, and been as high as 103.29 already today. MarketRebellion.com/UOA is unusual option activity. If you go there, you can type MarketRebellion.com/UOA. You see how much it costs to follow us trade for trade on a monthly basis. You can do probably 20, 25 trades a day. Will pop up there. You have to decide what you want to follow. And then we'll also have services that have 1 trade a week, 1 trade a day, that sort of thing. Depends how much you want us to slow it down, basically. But we put up a lot of content. Questions? All right, let's dive in on Twitter, shall we? Rykant, whose handle is @Rupp1411, wants to talk about lumber. All right. UOA, with lumber prices going crazy, what's your thoughts on LPX, WY, or any other player in the market? Thanks, as always. Bang. All right, Rykant, let's look. Lumber has pulled back. Still like it. Still think home, both ownership and fixing up in order to either just enjoy it yourself or sell it, is what's kept pressure on lumber prices. Now, I doubt if they will be as fast and furious as they were last year, when so many of us were more or less limited to our homes. Now that we're getting out more, not as much pressure on there. So Rykant, I don't have any unusual activity to share with you on LPX or Weyerhaeuser, but I like these stocks still. If you're in them, I would have covered right against them, because I don't think the upside is as fabulous from here as it was last year. Jon Najarian says, when I see a bubble forming, I rush in to buy, adding fuel to the fire. Why? Because it's my job to identify and put my money where my mouth is. I cut the losers fast. I don't double down. I ride winners as long as possible. I don't just talk, I trade. And then Chris asks me, and his handle is @5mmtss. I'm curious, how fast? What loss percentage limit do you place on your bubble buys? I do the same for everything, as you just heard, Chris. If I pay $1.50 for an option, I will set my stop loss at half of that, 75 cents. If we get there, I'm out. On the other hand, if I pay $1.50 and it goes to $3, I'll take half of those options off the table. I usually trade 100 lot. So that would mean I'm taking 50 off the table, letting the other 50 run, and then I'll snug up a stop loss underneath. And if they keep going, my stop loss, basically 20 cents under my first exit, will get me out. And if they just keep running, I just keep cheering. That's the way I trade it. Meme. Okay, what's next for AMC and GME and other meme stocks? The Option Oracle, AJ Monty, and I will be breaking down the technicals during today's free webinar. See you at the close. Stash, whose handle is at Stash KONIG, says, what's next is to stop calling GME a meme stock. There's a lot more memeing happening with GME, a lot more than just memeing happening. I agree, there is. But we both know that Stash, this is being driven by Reddit almost exclusively. Now, granted, there's a lot of us, putting myself in that community, that are following the Reddit traders into these and running right along with you. All of us would be foolish to think that these stocks would be up this much without participation from hedge funds and from the shorts who are helping provide that catalyst. So I'd say, and the fuel, I would say you're right. And I've already done my mea culpa about meme. I'm going to try not to use that. But again, no disrespect, Stash King or Koenig. I believe in the power of multiple traders and apes being strong. And you apes have been strong. All right. So I had just tweeted to Ben J. Mann. He said he knows nothing about puts and calls on shares, but does that mean that they made $47? So for instance, the June 1650 calls that he was asking about, that's the right to buy the stock at 1650. That's the first thing. They paid $1 for that right in AMC. Now, that was last week. Today, they've traded as high as 35 bucks. They traded much higher than that because the right to buy it at 1650 when it's trading $73 is worth almost double that. Ha-ha! So what you need to know, Ben J. Man, is that every option's for 100 shares. So when I say $1 is what they paid, that's $1 per option. Every option is for 100 shares. So that means $100. So a one lot would be $100. They turned that into approximately $6,000 or $5,800. So $100 to $5,800. What do you think of that? That's the real deal, my friend. So that's the power and the leverage you get with options. That's why we trade. And that's why I don't just talk about it and pontificate it like some do on television. We really trade it at Market Rebellion. All right. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Hope you have a great day. I hope many of you will join us in 40 minutes on Market Rebellion Television when we break down 30 stocks in 60 minutes with AJ Monty, the Options Oracle. See you then. Bang.